After my sister Alice poisoned me to death, she seduced my husband and even beat my snake baby to death. But we were both reborn on the day we were supposed to choose our husbands. This time, I gave her what she wanted and swapped husbands with her. What Alice didn't know was that the perfect husband she wanted, Mitchell, was actually a twisted sadist hiding behind a gentle face. All that was waiting for her was endless abuse and humiliation. After I married the Snake Clan leader, who had always shown no interest in my sister, he suddenly started showing up shirtless in front of me and doing everything he could to tempt me. Two men around the same age sat across from me. One was Luke, the eldest son of the Black Snake Clan. His scales were jet black, and he was cold and distant. The other was Mitchell, the illegitimate son of the Black Snake Clan. His scales were light gray, and he seemed much gentler. My sister Alice couldn't take her eyes off Mitchell. I knew that this time she wanted to steal Mitchell. The next second, she sat beside Mitchell and looked at him shyly.
Hi, my name is Alice. I like you.
Father immediately backed her up.
Judy, since your sister Alice has chosen Mitchell, you can marry Luke.
The moment he said that, Alice's eyes filled with triumph. She was already laughing at me in her head. In my past life, Alice had chosen to marry Luke. Luke was the heir of the Snake Clan. He traveled between planets every day handling clan affairs, and rumor had it he was completely frigid. Alice kept trying to get close to him, but every time he threw her out of his room, leaving her bruised and battered. In the end, because she never gave birth to a snake baby, mother-in-law Meg decided something was wrong with her and kicked her out of the Black Snake Clan. As for Mitchell, the man I married, he didn't have much power in the clan, but he gave me a comfortable life. He spent every day with me, taking me shopping, out to eat, and on dates. He spoiled me endlessly. Everyone in the Black Snake Clan knew how much he loved me. Then later, Luke suddenly died from poisoning, and Mitchell became the leader of the Snake Clan. My status in the clan shot up overnight. Alice went crazy with jealousy. After poisoning me to death, she seduced Mitchell and became the leader's lover. But before she could enjoy it all, she was murdered. Okay, Dad, I happen to like Luke too. I smiled and walked over to sit beside Luke. Mitchell smiled at Alice. His golden snake eyes gleamed with interest, as if he was already thinking about how to torment her. The memories of his abuse from my past life sent a chill through me. I instinctively grabbed Luke's hand, even though he was cold. His hand was surprisingly warm. He glanced at me because of what I did. I quickly let go. Luke still said nothing. Even though Luke looked intimidating, I felt much safer with him than with that venomous snake Mitchell. In this life, I was determined to change my miserable fate. I wanted to make money, be independent, and rely on no one. On the wedding day, Alice and I welcomed guests as brides. Just like in my past life, Mitchell arrived early. Everyone said he was the more thoughtful husband. Dressed in a white suit, rushed over and swept Alice into his arms. Judy, why didn't Luke come pick you up? Don't worry about me. Focus on yourself. My words made her expression darken, but she mocked me in her head. Go ahead and laugh. Let's see if you're still smiling after you get beaten later. Since Luke didn't show up, people kept staring at me and whispering behind my back. Alice was thrilled. I love you, darling. Then she kissed him and stared at me proudly afterward. I knew she wanted to see me embarrassed, but I wasn't stupid. I wasn't going to storm out as she did in my past life. I remembered everyone saying Alice wasn't mature enough to be the wife of the Snake Clan's heir. After the wedding, Meg never treated her kindly, making her life in the family miserable. Holding the microphone, I smiled confidently at the crowd. Luke had to attend an interstellar conference as the Snake Clan leader. That's why he couldn't make it to the wedding in time. I hope everyone understands. As soon as I said that, the whispers stopped. Meg, seated at the head table, looked at me with new respect. The Hamilton family was powerful and wealthy, and they cared deeply about reputation. At a moment like this, as their daughter-in-law, I had to stay calm and act like the lady of the house. Alice noticed Meg's reaction, and irritation flashed in her eyes. In my past life, she deliberately spilled wine on me during the toast and forced me to change out of my wedding dress. This time, I wasn't going to let her get away with it. I calmly picked up my glass. The next second, Alice threw wine at me, but I stepped aside and dodged it. Alice crashed to the floor and ended up soaked in wine herself.
Are you okay?
Mitchell hurried to help her up, but the disgust in his eyes was obvious. Everyone turned to look, and a few people laughed. Meg looked furious and scolded Alice.
So reckless and embarrassing. Do you look anything like a leader's wife?
I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to. Alice apologized quickly, but her eyes were filled with resentment. She was probably already planning revenge. She wanted to make my life miserable, and I wasn't going to stay silent. Because of Alice's embarrassing stunt, the wedding ended early. Meg ignored Alice the entire time and never once smiled at her. But when she looked at me, her eyes were full of approval. She even held my hand to comfort me.
Judy, I'll make sure Luke comes back tonight to make it up to you.
Sure enough, Luke came back that night. He loosened his tie as he walked in. His handsome face looked tired. I hurried over to take his coat. "Luke, you must be tired today." He only glanced at me and said nothing. In my past life, Luke never came home on the wedding night. Alice spent the night alone, becoming the family's joke. When she complained to Meg, she was scolded. Meg told her she wasn't capable enough to keep a man devoted to her. While Luke showered, I made the bed and prepared a calming tea for him. Then I fixed up the couch and planned to sleep there myself. When Luke came out, surprise flashed across his eyes. "You take the bed. I'll sleep on the couch."
He narrowed his eyes at me. His bathrobe hung slightly open, and drops of water still clung to his chest.
Judy, are you playing hard to get?
I quickly looked away and explained.
"No. We didn't have feelings for each other before. Sleeping together would be awkward for both of us. If possible, I'd like us to work together."
What do you mean?
"We're basically in a political marriage. Most pairs like us live apart privately and pretend for show. I married you because I want a comfortable life. I'm not expecting love." Hearing that, he suddenly smiled.
You're smart. That's exactly what I want too. I agree.
I never dreamed of winning Luke's heart, and I didn't expect to rise high in this family either. In my past life, Luke abused Alice, so I had no intention of provoking him and ending up the same way. Peaceful coexistence was enough for me.
In this life, I just wanted to make money, start my own company, and build my own success. I wanted everyone to think our marriage was fine, so I asked Luke to post a photo of our fingers interlocked on social media, with the caption, "Happy Wedding Day." I also noticed his social media was empty. It was the only post on his account.
At bedtime, he really did take the big bed and left me on the couch.
What an unromantic and boring man, I thought.